Welcome back to another episode of Kavanaugh's Corner. Today on the channel, we're going to be reviewing a movie that I actually got to see a couple days early. I was invited to see an early screening of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania on Wednesday night. And it was actually kind of a surprise. It was very last minute. I got the invite in the afternoon. The movie was at 7 o'clock that night, and it was a little ways away from where I actually work. So I made the drive, and I made it. There's a good amount of people there, honestly. It was pretty fun to see the movie early. I don't get a chance to see a lot of early screenings, and I was just happy to be there, honestly. Today, I'm going to be giving my spoiler-free review in terms of the story. Ant-Man is kind of doing his own thing. He's not really fighting crime anymore as the movie starts. Trying to kind of move on from that and still be an Avenger, but also kind of live a more peaceful life when he's kind of thrown into the quantum realm. And him and the Wasp, his daughter, Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer as well, they're all kind of thrown into the quantum realm. And then they have to deal with an adversary that is way out of their league, I should say. And so, it's a very entertaining film. I will give it that. The pros of the film, I would say, are that the movie is almost consistently entertaining. I mean, there's very rarely a spot in it where I felt bored. There is a lot of exposition that I'll get into later, but as a whole, I thought the movie was very entertaining. The action in it, I thought, was really well done. And Jonathan Majors, as this, character that he plays, he is definitely a adversary more than I think any of the other characters that Ant-Man has faced, or almost any of the Avengers have faced. So he's very interesting in that. It's a very varied performance. I'd say the performances as a whole in the film were all very good. Paul Rudd was hilarious, but he does have some really serious, badass moments in the film. Evangeline Lilly as well. The two older characters in the film, Michelle Pfeiffer and Michael Douglas, they do give really good performances. However, Michael Douglas is really not given a whole hell of a lot to do in this movie. He's still very good. I did enjoy his performance. He actually has some of the best lines in the movie. His lines actually, a couple of them really had the audience laughing as well as myself. But he's really not really in the action all the time in this film. He's kind of put aside, and I know, again, he just beat cancer and he is in his 70s, so I understand why they wouldn't really put him in the center. He does play a really good part. I did like his performance, and I just love his suaveness that he still has after all these years. He's just a fantastic actor. But Michelle Pfeiffer really killed it in this movie. I really liked her performance. To be honest, I think she had the best performance in the film. It's a very serious, sometimes melodramatic role, and the performance works that she gives. She can tell she's still dealing with some PTSD, but once they're kind of thrown into that quantum realm, she's like on high alert all the time, and it's really kind of cool to see her in that kind of part where she's just going at it. Like, she really was fantastic in this, and I'm glad to see her kind of back in action. Kind of reminded me of the old Catwoman days, so that was pretty cool. That was really cool to see. The number one thing in this film that I can speak very highly about is the special effects. The special effects in this movie are stunning. I mean, they are just absolutely amazing. The fact that all these characters are basically in a completely computer-generated atmosphere throughout the film. I mean, 95% of the movie, they're in that kind of atmosphere. It's really mind-blowing because the quantum realm, without giving too much away, is a very interesting place where it looks realistic to a degree, but it's also extremely fantastic. So things look familiar for instance, yeah, that may be a slug, but it's the size of a horse now, and things like that. The quantum realm characters that are there are, again, extremely interesting to look at. They're all wildly different looking, and they were original. There were some really original characters in this film, and I really enjoyed that. I thought that was really kept my interest because it's a place where we've never really delved into that deeply until this film. But as a whole, I just thought it was constantly just like wowing me all the time. And I really, appreciated that, honestly, because the bad part of this movie is the con, I would say, of this movie is that the writing is really, really bad. And I thought the movie as a whole, even though it was entertaining, it meanders for literally half the running time. And they made it interesting because they have all the spectacle of the special effects, but the writing is really bad. And CinemaSins is going to hate this movie. If you've ever watched that YouTube channel, they're fantastic over there at CinemaSins. And they play the pronoun game about a particular character for literally an hour of this movie. I mean, it's literally an hour, maybe slightly over that, but I had to check my watch to see if they were actually still doing this pronoun game. And I'm like, why doesn't somebody just say the friggin' character's name? It's almost like they're so scared of this character that they won't even speak his name. And I get it, it's like a Harry Potter type trope thing, but it's really annoying when you think the audience doesn't know who this is. I mean, it's been pretty much confirmed over and over again who I'm talking about. And I'm playing the pronoun game because I'm trying to avoid all spoilers, but it's really obvious who this guy is. And the fact that we've kind of already met him in the Marvel Universe, and again, his face is on posters, he was in the trailer. It's like, okay, can we just get on with it? And I think they were just undermining the audience in that way, and that really stinks. I hate it when a movie undermines its audience. This is not Shakespeare. We're not doing highbrow, serious entertainment here. It's a Marvel movie with Ant-Man. And as much as I enjoyed the movie, that really took a hit on me, that it was just so badly written. And again, most of the movie up until the midway point, you're like, all right, I get it. We're going to see the wizard or something. You know what I mean? Like, it has that kind of feeling where they're just like trying to get to some place, and some characters run into some other characters, and these other characters are going to try to find somebody. And it's really kind of very meandering for a long time. But when it does finally get to the parts that are entertaining, it really, like, the whole last hour of the movie just kind of rolls, and I really like that. And the special effects are really to thank for keeping it rolling, because it just keeps throwing one thing after another at you, and it's all kind of just amazing to look at. I did see the movie in IMAX. This advanced showing was in an IMAX theater, and a lot of scenes in the movie are shot in the full IMAX ratio, and it's really cool to see. Again, it really shows off a lot in the frame, and there is a lot to show off in this film. There's a lot of eye candy, and I would recommend, if you are going to go see this movie, to go see it in IMAX. Other than that, I mean, I can't say it was a mind-blowing Marvel film. I would say it's slightly better than middle of the road type of entertainment. I liked it. Again, I wasn't expecting Gone with the Wind with this film. It's not Citizen Kane. It's just it's Ant-Man 3. And for what it is, it's very entertaining if you can kind of deal with the, you know, kind of lousy writing that most of the movie has. But again, very good performances, extremely fantastic special effects, and the action was pretty good. I mean, what more can you ask for? I'm going to give this film a 7 out of 10. It is kind of a stepping stone film, so it made me excited to see what's coming up next in the Marvel Universe, because it really should be interesting. As always, I just want to say thank you so much for coming back to Kavanaugh's Corner. If you enjoyed this review, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, and so I can keep bringing you reviews like this. And until next time, please stay safe and take it easy.